Today's sharing is something all parents and children should listen to carefully. A business owner should spend 1/3 of their time managing the present, 1/3 managing the future, and the remaining 1/3 managing successors. You absolutely need to cultivate successors for your business and your family. Many people are very successful in their lives, but their only regret is not raising their children well. Failure to raise children well can directly lead to the collapse of your family. So, how should a parent raise their child? The most crucial word for raising a child is love. You must understand how to love your child. One form of love for a child is letting go. How do you love your child? It means letting them take charge from a young age, instead of restricting them. Give autonomy back to your child. Autonomy, confidence, independence, self-reliance, and self-discipline. Enable your child to achieve these 5. Your child will be a young leader. How can a child achieve autonomy? If parents control them from a young age, and they can't even take charge themselves, how can they develop self-control? Therefore, parents must give control back to their children. Why would a child lack confidence? Being scolded by parents from a young age? Look how well other kids are doing in school. Why did you only get 90 points while they got 100? Is a terrible way to cultivate self-confidence in a child. A child's confidence is entirely related to their parents. It's 100% about the parents. Building self-confidence requires focusing on nurturing a child's self-esteem from a young age. Independence means enabling children to stand on their own 2 feet, not rely on their parents. Overindulgence will only turn your child into a useless person. Self-reliance also depends on parents. It's about the ability to get back up after falling down, or resilience. A child raised by overly indulgent parents won't develop self-reliance. Self-discipline also depends on parents. For example, mom tells her child to tidy their room. After saying this, you don't check, and checking doesn't bring any benefit or punishment. Why should the child tidy up? Sweetheart, tidy your room today. Mom will check later. If you tidy it up well, Mom will grant you a wish. If you don't tidy it up well, your game console will be confiscated. And you can't play games during summer vacation. And you actually do check. Tell me what he'll do. Next time, he'll really be more self-disciplined. The second point is to inspire your child's dreams. As a parent, you must inspire your child's dreams. A child without dreams is like a bird without wings. They can't fly when they grow up. A person without ambition can't accomplish anything in the world. How do you inspire your child's dreams? Take them out and explore. What are dreams related to? Dreams are related to experience. If Warren Buffett's father hadn't taken him to visit the New York Stock Exchange, Buffett might never have known what investing or stock trading was. Take your child out and about. Take them to Asia, Europe, Australia, and Africa. Take them out into the world. Inspire your child's dreams, support their dreams, and teach them how to achieve them. These are all things parents must learn. Of course, if parents don't have dreams themselves, how can they inspire their children's dreams? Parents are their children's role models. Imagine a parent who is aimless, lacks self-control, confidence, and self-discipline. how can they possibly raise a child? It's about leading by example. In other words, this isn't just for children but also for parents. If you can achieve these 5 selves, you're a leader. If your child can, they're a young leader. Parents with dreams, self-confidence, self-reliance, self-discipline, and independence. Simply replicate those qualities in your child. It's that simple. The next point is to help your child discover their talents and reach their full potential. Remember this, every child is a genius. They all have a unique talent. No 2 people in this world are 100% the same. No snowflake is 100% the same. No leaf is 100% the same. Your child was born a genius. The reason you've raised them to be a failure is because they don't do well on tests, and you scold them constantly. Children aren't born to pass exams. Some children are born for exams. Some aren't. Like in the movie Ter Zameen Par, the child in the film is a terrible student, constantly scolded and beaten by his parents who don't understand him. But this child is incredibly talented in painting. When his teacher discovers this and starts encouraging him, wow, he immediately gains confidence. If you nurture him in this direction, your child could be a genius, definitely a future painter. Similarly, like in 3 Idiots, there's a child who is exceptionally good at photography, and his parents know it. However, they think photography isn't profitable and a dead-end career, so they insist he study engineering. They'll send him to the best engineering school in India, where he'll graduate as an engineer with a high-paying job. But the child doesn't like it. His grades are terrible. He has absolutely no interest in engineering. How can he excel? Even if he forces himself to go, he'll only be a 3rd-rate engineer after graduation, leading a monotonous and boring life. But when he talks about photography, he becomes incredibly excited. Therefore, it's crucial to help your child discover their talents and not let them suffer. Let your children do what they truly want to do. Of course, this means don't use academic performance to control them. But it doesn't mean preventing them from going to school. They definitely need to go to school, but it's about choosing the right one. I hope everyone starts learning and improving themselves. Learning about family education. In my opinion, the children don't have problems. All children's problems are the parents' problems. Some children develop depression at a young age. Why? Because they aren't understood by their parents, are constantly scolded and beaten, and don't receive recognition. They lack confidence and have low self-esteem. These are all the parents' problems. They force their children to attend tutoring classes every day, all of which they don't like. All successful people have flaws, none are perfect. All successful people have done one thing. They found their strengths and maximized them. What parents should do most is help their children find their talents and then invest in teaching them those talents. Focus on learning only one thing and master it to the extreme. When they graduate, they'll have a skill. How can they not succeed? Remember, a strong youth makes a strong nation. Your child is the future of our country. Let's start today. All parents should not think that their children belong to them. They actually belong to themselves. They belong to our entire country. They belong to all of humanity. I hope today's sharing has been helpful.